Testing. Peggy.cat. Yeah.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Jim, K6SOE.
Good evening, everyone. This is
Your net control for tonight's ATV net.
your net control.
First off, is there any emergency or priority traffic?
First off, is there any emergency or priority?
All right. Hearing none, I've got an earful over here. Let's first see if there's any announcements for the net tonight. All right. Hearing none, I want to see if everybody is tuned into one of the three sources, if you're not watching it live, to tune into w6cxatv.mdarc.org or media space MDARC on YouTube, or join in on whereby.com/ATN1. That's ATN and the number 1. So we'll see everybody over there, or right here.
We'll see everybody over there.
All right.
We'll see it.
I know there's a little bit of audio distortion on whereby. I'm going to try and take care of that here. But first off, let's go to roll call. Fred, WB6ASU, what's new with you?
Good evening, Jim and the net. WB6ASU, Ocampo. What's new with me? Nothing. I still got the same old cough and hacking going on. I wish it'd go away. I'm very tired of it. But we'll have to see what happens. But my picture coming off of the security camera off of Diablo is terrible. It's all washed out like the top of Diablo's in a big fog. I know that's not happening. Excuse me there. For those of you who want to get a real picture, all it takes is a free-to-air receiver. They're all over eBay, brand new, 20 bucks. You put a little capacitor in line on the antenna circuit to keep your antenna from shorting the receiver out, and you put a little antenna on it. Now I'm out here in Ocampo. I'm not sure what it is from North Peak line of sight, something like 30 miles at least. And I'm receiving this thing on a mobile whip, 1.2 gig mobile whip antenna. Of course, it's up in the air a little ways, but that works. Excuse me again there. There are 4 channels coming off of Mount Diablo. If you get one of those receivers, you can see the 4 channels. One of them being the outside camera. We also have a steerable camera. We also have a weather station up on the hilltop. We have the 4-channel, channel 4, which is 4 pictures actually, and you can see all the whereby people, hi whereby people, that are out there, all tuned up and ready to go. Except Jim's playing some stuff. So anyway, that's the way you want to receive it. That's how real men receive it. The rest of them can use all the different internet ways of doing it. Which, by the way, the internet picture is nothing like the picture coming off the hill. because it is full speed video, full color, almost stereo audio, you know, and it's actually, I get a better picture off of Diablo on the amateur band than I get off of 310 and 13. They're only 24 miles away, and I know they got a speed on power and antenna height. So there we go. Alright, hopefully Jim got all of his knobs twisted, and we won't have any squeaks and noises for all the other little things that are plugged in over there. Be interesting to find out. Anyway, WB6 ASU definitely stuck in a campo where it's 76 degrees right now.
Okay, Fred. Thank you for checking in tonight.
Okay, Fred.
And
Okay, Fred.
yeah, I have to say I have not discovered where this distortion is coming from. But one of these days we'll get a hammer and beat it to death. One of these days we'll. So, okay, let's go over to Chris, W6ATV. Over to Chris, W6ATV. Okay, no Chris tonight. N4DLA, Matthew. N4DLA.
All right, good evening. K6SOE in the weekly edition of the Mount Diablo Amateur Radio Club Digital Amateur Television Net. From N4DLA, Matthew and Orinda, 57 degrees outside the Orinda Studios of Fog Roll. And Fred, hey, you might have to put that sign up. But hope my signal's getting in. Had a great field day over at K6ORI. Once we just met, I came over to W6 and I did HF for side FM and managed 2 CW QSOs, one on 6 meters and one on 432, and worked as on UHF as far away as Georgetown, above Auburn, and on also on 223.5 FM with just 5 watts and a handheld and a mobile antenna clamped to the Easy Up tent. Got to Placerville, so this from Lafayette, and then at W6CX, K6SOER net control set me up on CW, so I plugged in my Ukrainian telegraph key and 40 meters and worked about 20 stations in an hour and 15 minutes from Alberta to the north, Nebraska and Minnesota to the east, and San Diego to the south, and Utah and Montana and Washington State and Arizona in between. So great time there, thanks to all that helped out with the field days. So everyone have a safe and sane Independence Day weekend. Don't blow up too much stuff. If I see a mushroom cloud in the direction of Campa, I'll know what happened. So anyway, thanks for running the net, and again, a safe holiday to all, and greetings to my wonderful wife Peggy.Cat watching on the stream down below from where the shack is here. K6SOE from N4DLA Orinda.
All right, Matthew. Thank you for for checking in tonight.
Thank you for Matthew.
And
Checking in tonight.
somewhere here I've got my audio
Somewhere here
on
I've
deck here. Anyway, hopefully you can hear me in one way or another. Let's go over to Dave, WB6DTV. Let's go over to Dave, Okay, no Dave tonight. Let's go over to, no Dave tonight. Let's see, where are we here? Let's go over to, W6DTV, John. Let's see, where... Okay, we'll try Stan, NJ6E. Okay, we'll try Stan, NJ...
Yeah, good evening, Jim and the Net from Stan in Sonoma, where it is very comfortable. And let's see, did not get to participate in Field Day weekend because we had a house guest here, and that kind of ate up all time, unfortunately, but that's what happens. And I had heard that propagation conditions were, and from several different sources now, propagation conditions weren't ideal. So, not to say that no contacts were made, but apparently there were some issues. I did watch the BATC QO100 satellite net today at noon, 8 p.m. UK time, and not too much else going on over there. Most of the talk was about some of the members who went to the ham radio show in Friedrichshafen, Germany, and some of them even came back with souvenir COVID, from what I understand. So I guess a good time by some. Anyway, that's about it from here. Back to net, NJ6E, Stan in Sonoma.
Okay, Stan, thank you for the check-in. Okay, Stan, thank you for the check-in. Okay, Stan. And hopefully that those guys will get their act together and we'll get some other stuff going here from BATC. We'll get some other stuff going. All right, let's see if John's around. ND6H. All right. Okay, I saw this guy tuning up earlier. KK6JP.
APN, got a frog in the throat there. And there's a picture, good. Yeah, cooled off finally today, which is good because I'm still doing some building work. But earlier in the week I was moving some cameras around, so I thought I would take a quick shot of them. Let's see if I can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was moving some cameras around, and if they're in place, there we have it. What you see there is standard definition television cameras over a period of 50 years. So the one on the left, almost all the way to the left anyhow, is a RCA TK11, which is about 1952. And all the way over to the right there is an LDK 200, which is about 2002, and that's about one of the last of the standard definition cameras. After that, it does do 16:9 as well, but it doesn't do high definition, although you may have been able to buy modules for it. It keeps breaking up. I think that's something to do with the video player, but it could be my reception here. And way over on the left there is some 16mm, which of course was the ENG of its day up until about the mid-70s. There's some ENG cameras on the floor. In terms of the studio cameras on pedestals, it's probably about 60% of the cameras out there at the moment. And in terms of the ENG and EFP cameras, it's probably only 25% of them. It takes a lot of getting them all out and finding. One of the problems turns out to be adapter plates, wedge plates, to put them onto Vinton heads. Some of the wedge plates are kind of specialised, not the same as these. So anyhow, there we have it, about 50 years of standard definition television cameras. And I'll cycle back through to me. And hopefully I'm back to the test card on the player. And that's about it for tonight. KK6 JPN here in Sutter Creek. Yep, it didn't cycle back, did it? So doesn't want to do it. KK6 JPN.
All right, Kevin. Thank you for checking in tonight. Good row of cameras there. Glad to see that you got a good bunch of them there all lined up. So, all right, let's see if Bob is around. WB6KWT. All right, let's see if. Okay, no Bob. Let's see, I'll give my neighbor MEW an excuse. Let's go over to KK6Q, Owen.
Yes. Let's see, is there something going on? Yes, there I am. Yeah, just came into the shack a few minutes ago, so didn't have time to tune up, but somehow when I push all the buttons, everything lined up to actually work right. So that's good. That's a good day. Was at the field day last weekend, and good to see folks there. Good to see you there, Jim. And yeah, hung out there for a few hours and sat in on Pete Harris's demo on getting on HF, primarily around the buddy hole, and so that was good. And then went home and did a little bit of operating on FT8. So on 20 meters and 17, and there really wasn't much activity. I think I operated for about maybe 6-ish to about maybe 8-ish, somewhere there. I think I got about 20 contacts, but it was pretty dead for whatever reason. So that was my experience there. Anyway, that's it from this part of Walnut Creek. I'll pass it back to Net Control from KK6Q.
Okay. All right, Owen. Thank you for checking in. And I'm still Jim, K6SOE, doing the TVNet. And let's see, field day results. I made about 40 contacts or so. 5 of them were on Saturday all day long until sundown, and it wasn't until sundown that 40 meters started to open up. And then I worked 20 meters Sunday morning, and I think we got 60 some odd points that Matthew, DLA, came over Saturday night and ran a few CW contacts, so that was a good thing. And from there, let's see, let's go over to Jerry, KB6T, see what's new with him.
Haven't had a chance to tune up, but everything works okay. 9 degrees here in San Leandro. Thank you, Jim. 59 degrees in San Leandro here. I didn't participate. I was out of town. And what else did I do? Last week I was with Miles at the silent movie theater. They had a great show in there. Charlie Chaplin all day long. Saw several of his films, and his best one, The Gold Rabbit, was excellent. And one of my favorite piano players played in there. By the way, this guy named Frederick Hodges, and he's playing in the Sutter Creek Ragtime Festival pretty soon, I think in August. So whoever is interested in that kind of music, it's a beautiful festival there. I have no else to say, just finish my dinner here, and I got new glasses. See you guys in living color. Everybody looks great. Back to Jim, KB6.
All right. Thank you for checking in, Jerry. Thank you for checking in, Jerry. Good signal from you tonight, and yeah, glad that we could make some contacts at all on field day, so that's a good thing. So, all right, that's the list as I have it. Are there any missed or late video check-ins on the RF side? All right, that's all right. I don't see anybody else there on the video side. Let's go audio check-ins right now. Audio check-ins, Alpha through Gulf, Alpha through Gulf. Okay, hotel through November. Hotel through November. Hotel through November. Hotel through November. And we'll try Oscar through Sierra. 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 And Tango through Zulu. And Tango through Zulu. Tango through Zulu. All right. Well, at this time, let me bring over the Whereby crew on the other screen here, and we'll get them lined up here. So, stand by one. K6SOE. Stand by one. K6SOE. This is all a cart here. Let's see what happens, what we can do. Where'd you go? Okay. All right. Okay. This guy here. He's on the phone. This guy, he's far away. Yeah, Roland, go ahead. Have a check in. Okay.
Well, very good, Jim. And that's Roland, KC6JQG. Well, very good. And Roland located here in just outside Quantico, Virginia. My son just
master control feeds from the repeater systems as a plan B in case those that are participating are not able to come in, and they'll be able to get the repeater. Talking with Art Tosley, he says this repeater's been down for several months now. New roof, new cables to be relocated, and so he's not sure that his repeater system's going to be up for the ATV QSO party in August, but at least they'll be on the Zoom/Whereby system, and then we can feed their system into Australia if we need to. So that would be really, really cool. Let's see, what else? I had a great night on Tuesday. I was actually driving from the airport to the hotel. So we're doing ATV mobile, and I'd just like to thank Gary, W6KVC, for his work as net control during Tuesday evening. Since I was in transition, didn't quite get to the hotel. As I was ready to go, I was plugging in my Blackmagic Design switcher, and so I was going to have it ready for the net on Tuesday, but unfortunately we didn't get to the hotel just that time, so it was all good. My son graduated today from TBS, the basic school in Marines, and that was the reason that we're here. And it was a very exciting time. My sister, her husband is here, and my sister-in-law that lives here in Virginia also attended, and my youngest son, TJ, from Arizona, gave a big surprise to my son, to my oldest son, his brother participating during the graduation ceremonies today. So that was really, really fun. So now his next mission will be North Carolina, and he'll be doing admin, and from there he'll be on active reserve. So it's very, very exciting times. So other than that, that's pretty much what's happening. Thank you once again, Jeff, for hosting the net. I think Gary might be talking with my procedure at his procedure, thinking at Gary might be looking at your procedure for the news. Gary's been relaying on what's been happening. Mike's at the hospital at the moment. He's got pretty much a 90-centimeter cyst located in his in his liver, and looks like it attached to his pancreas. And so the doctors are trying to find a safe way to hopefully microsurgery to remove the fluid that's in that cyst. So prayers for complete recovery and well healing for Mike. And other than that, I'm going to bring it back over to you, Jim. And Joel, it's great to see you tonight. Awesome. Thank you so much. And Stephen, thank you for showing. And thank you very much for being here, too. Always great seeing you. Lee, great seeing you, too. Back to you, Jim. KC6JPG in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Well, let's see. Let's bring in Stephen there. Stephen, good evening. How are you?
Pretty good. My wife is progressing. She's going through the steps of learning how to walk again from her hip injury. And I'm balancing out my portfolio. I was only down 2% this month from last month, and the mutual funds, the professionals, were down about 9%. So overall, I think I did pretty good. Or actually, if I'm beating the professionals, I think I'm getting worried. Put it that way. And it's good seeing everybody here on Whereby, and your audio on the repeaters, on the RF side, was a little bit flaky. It was very difficult to hear you. I don't know what the problem was, but in case no one mentioned it, I wanted to mention it. But it's great seeing everybody. And KC1 LPZ, passing it back over to the net.
All right. Let's see. Who else is paying attention here? Lee, turn around. It's your turn. Hello, Lee. There you go. Ice cream and everything there. Unmute. There you are.
I will be back. My wife, I have her on her phone. She's sending a message to our daughter whose due date was yesterday, and we're trying to figure it out.
All right. Sounds good. We'll let you get back to the busy work there. All right, who else we got here? Where's that other guy got off the phone? Where's AF7PA? Where are you? There he is.
All right.
Good. Okay, John, it's all yours. No, unmute.
He is unmuted.
Well, I can't hear him.
And neither can
my
I.
ear. Okay. Where's my sign here? Yep. Uh-oh.
You need the Indian heads, to come up at this point, stand by, we're having technical difficulties, right? The troublesome.
Absolutely. Well, you can
my audio probably works.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary's is working.
No intelligent data. Okay. All right. Okay. Gary, where are you? There you are. Go ahead and check in, Gary.
Okay, good evening, Jim, and everybody up there in the Bay Area. I was on the phone with my brother, so he lives way up north there, above everybody there. St. Helens area, there above Portland. Anyway, we just hadn't talked to each other for a couple of weeks, so that, and I also had to talk to my little great niece. She loves her great uncle, so, and she's got a new baby sister, so she's telling me all about it. Anyway, she's just turned 4 years old, so she's quite the little gal. Grandpa's too, little sweetheart. My grandpa's daughter, the granddaughter, so she's my great niece. Anyway, got off the phone with him, so nothing going on. Gotta go over and put some safety lights on the barges of Lake Arroyo tomorrow. The 4th of July, which will be on the 3rd of July for all the fireworks out in the middle of the lake. So that'll give me some toy money. Get that project done. Keep all the idiots who come up here and build illegal campfires, because right now we went to fire danger very, very, very high in the forest. So if it goes to the extreme, we'll close the gates on the forest. So that's how close it is. And here it is, the first day in July tomorrow, and we're already to very, very high. So hopefully we can get through the summer without burning the mountain down. That's about it. So back to you, Jim. W6KBC.
Okay, Gary. Let's see. Who else have we got here tonight? I guess this leaves us with this guy in the red shirt, Joel.
Hey.
Have a check-in, Joel.
Okay. This is Joel, KD6W from Menlo Park, California, but only for the next 2 weeks. If Lee is listening, I'm moving to Scottsdale, Arizona. I just leased an apartment over by, it's on Camelback Road, just off Scottsdale Boulevard. So, roll on. This means I'm going to be very close to Rod over in Tempe, or I guess he's Mesa or something like that. We're going to rent because we're waiting for the housing market to cool off, and it's starting to do that, but you know the economy is in this big transition thing, and so for now, business has been a little tight. I lost my job at Harmonic after 27 years. I now have my own company. Oh, it's in reverse. Isn't that terrible? How do you do the doppelganger in the video? Hang on. I hate it when it's backwards. Background.
You can turn your video around.
Just hit that switch that says mirror.
Where's the mirror button? In effects, general or advanced?
General.
I got reactions to skin tone and language.
Okay, then try advanced.
Advanced.
And then all the way down the bottom.
Reduce visual effects, mobile mode, pre-call review? No.
Oh, man.
Why do they make this so hard to find?
It's right there under options, I'm sure.
Options?
Put it up there.
Please bear with me.
Yeah, so usually hit that gear.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because it was forward. It was forward here. I could read it.
Really?
Yeah, it's forward here.
Yeah.
The reason it's mirrored is because it's like a mirror. There you go. So congratulations, C-Wiz LLC.
Yep, that looks good.
Yeah, that looks fine with us.
Bottle washer. He calls it CBW.
Ding! Because who's in charge? The guy that has to wash all the damn bottles, okay?
That's right. We call it CEO, Chief Everything.
Yeah, and I don't like that title. And there's another term of endearment we won't share with the children on the view here.
That's right. Yeah, wait till we get to pure whereby, then we can chat legally.
Sure.
Right.
No, it's not worth repeating. You know what? A lot of people were shocked, you know, because I'd been working for the company for so long, and I said, guys, don't worry about me. I've got a big Rolodex, so I know a lot of the people in the industry, and so it took me 2 days to figure this out. And I started my company so I can do consulting, and I've already been starting invoice hours, but it takes forever to get the money flow going. But as it turns out, most of the work that we're doing in the television industry right now is all this remote work. You can sit in the comfort of your home, you know, turn on a fan, have a nice cool drink, and sit there and whack on, you know, you might get carpal tunnel syndrome, but you know what I'm saying. Most of the stuff we're doing is we're adding or changing television configurations. What this means to the average viewer is you're going to start seeing more programming, more channels will show up. So they're adding more capacity. And of course, they're rolling out 3.0, but just real quick, show of hands, how many people have a 3.0 receiver in their home? Raise your hand. See, that's the problem. That's okay.
What?
It's up to the broadcasters to make these announcements, to start selling that, because that's how you're going to get the new signals. But they're not everywhere yet. But in the Phoenix market, there's actually 3 transmitters. And that was half the reason why I'm moving there, because I have ready access to all the signal content. And I'm going to be doing some research work relative to MIMO technology. You know, so what does this mean for ham radio? So imagine that you have a digital amateur television repeater that's vertically polarized. In other words, your repeater antenna has an omnidirectional stick, okay? Well, imagine that you put up a carrier on that vertical stick, but then you put up another antenna that's horizontally polarized. What does that look like? Well, it's probably a panel antenna. But the point is, I can modulate bits on this polarity and this polarity, and sum the 2 of the bits, and you get double the band, and you get double the bandwidth. Ladies and gentlemen, you get double. What do you get to do with more bandwidth? So that's why the TV industry is going gaga over this technology right now. And so I'm doing some research work with a couple of people. I'm looking for some sponsorship dollars from, you know, like Sinclair and, you know, the big names, the 3-letter networks and stuff like that. And so basically this research is going to help pave the road for new receivers that have 2 tuners, because you have to have one for vertical and one for horizontal. And that means your antenna is going to look different too, because you're going to have the antenna for vertical and an antenna for horizontal. And you're playing the game where there's 20 dB separation between the 2 polarities. So anybody that's ever done any satellite work, if you've ever tried to do a QSO through a tumbling satellite, what you'll hear is with somebody that's doesn't have circular polarized either left hand or right hand, as the spacecraft tumbles, and you only have a linear antenna, you'll hear it fade in and fade out at the tumble rate of the satellite. And so this is one of those things that it clearly indicates what's possible. So in other words, you know what I'm talking about is if you actually have the ability to twist the antenna, you'll be able to keep the gain of the system up, and you won't lose all the throughput through the satellite. And so what we're doing with MIMO technology, which is it's in your cell phones, it's in your Wi-Fi stuff. We've already been doing MIMO for some time now, but this is going to high power and to SFN networks, and so this is of interest to ham radio, because you could actually have on the same frequency 2 different carriers, and you can actually have 2 different multipliers. So virtual PLP and create one massive. So now you understand, I'm getting a little busy. I lost my job. I started a company. I'm doing research. By the way, I've got a bunch of encoders that are stuffed in my storage unit. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all that stuff. So I got to find a place in Arizona where I can move my container to. You know, I need some cheap land. Okay, so anybody got a ranch out there somewhere? Let me know. But in the meantime, yeah, it's kind of nuts around here. This place is a mess right now because I've been putting everything in boxes and wrapping everything up with blankets and stuff like that. And I'm giving stuff away to neighbors. You know, it's moving, so it's not fun. But we got 2 more weeks. I will be in Phoenix next week to do the sign off on the final paper on the walkthrough. I get my keys to the new apartment, and then I come back here. So it's back and forth, but whatever. It's the process of moving. Arizona, here I come.
Well, Joel, on behalf of all of us here in California and Arizona, you got lots of help.
Okay, anytime.
And Lee will welcome you with open arms, welcome you to the amateur television group in Arizona.
So I had a long talk with Rod, and so basically there's some things to discuss. I don't know all there is to know because I'm coming up kind of from I've not been coming to meetings, but I think that's about to change. So we'll Roland, we're gonna help out any way we can. I know there's some financial hardships that happen every year because of the cost of doing business. I understand Tucson's one of the more expensive sites, and it's always precarious. And I understand. It just so happens I have friends in the broadcast industry. And there might be an opportunity for us to do a different deal and come up with a better solution.
Oh, goody.
So the guys in Tucson will be able to, not get, left in the weeds, and we'll see. It's all a matter of making some phone calls.
All right.
Thank you, Joel.
Yes. You bet.
Okay. All right. Who have we forgot out there? Whereby land? Dennis, HQP, do you have a video tonight? Hello, Las Vegas.
Dennis, you can hear me. I'm going to have you reset because you're not getting a picture up. So I'm going to drop you and then come back in. AC6 JPG. Okay, so I'm going to let Tim try to, restart.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. We'll stand by for a commercial interlude here. This is W6DX, the ATV net. It's approximately 20:49 and 30 seconds. And there's Dennis.
I don't know if you can hear me though.
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay, Dennis, you're on the TV there, on the RF side.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
So yeah, we here in Vegas, I deal with all the broadcasters here. When I was working with Cox and trying to see who my contact was with Harmonic. I don't know his name, and I've got my ancient PDA, which has everybody's names and numbers. But we've got ATSC 3 here in Vegas, and the worst part is that they haven't even figured out ATSC 1. They can't get the guide information for much longer than 2 days if we're lucky. Some of the stations can't even set their the clocks when you go to their channel. All your decoders reset their clocks because the broadcasters have incorrect clocks.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know about ATSC 3.
there's a bunch of promises with that too. So, and then I deal with Trevini. We do the examinations with Trevini, and they train us on that stuff. It's good, but because they do a lot of monitoring with their big analyzers and off-air decoders. But yeah, it's just television broadcast has been fun. Like I said, you get the broadcasters that there's no money in it for them to broadcast correctly with all the services that they could possibly provide with ATSC 1. And you know, here ATSC 3 is going to provide a whole bunch more.
It only takes a little bit of effort to get it right, Dennis. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know, and that's the bad part is
it's so sad.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a low power broadcast here. I would love to get in touch with us because they used to run an online scrolling guide, which was very beneficial to the off-air viewers. Yep. You would just go to that channel, and it would go through all the channels and tell you what's presently on.
So Dennis, for the benefit of everybody, explain what that was, because I think that is a very cool thing that the low power guy does that.
Yeah, but the thing is, the low power guy either he got bought out or lost his station, and somebody else took it over. And the funny thing is he would not. He was using the software. I'm trying to remember the STI or something. There was I've got the name of the company that produces the software that does the scrolling TV guide. But yeah, it was just a really neat service that he provided for the over-the-air viewers, and he actually had 2 channels that had shown the same guide. And of course, both of them went down. There were actually 2 separate servers, but he never paid for the software apparently, because at one point I remember seeing a screen up that I was finally able to decipher it, and the dongle was missing that the software required. So I don't know how he had it operating.
Well, at least it wasn't Windows rebooting screen, you know.
Yeah. But it was funny. But yeah, I mean, it's like I dealt with the contract engineers here in town, and they don't want to mess with the little guys. Half the time you can't find the little guys because they're not in town.
It doesn't hurt. They don't bite.
Yeah. But I don't know. But I do like the views from up on the mountain. When you get up on the transmitter sites, the views are gorgeous. But, yeah, that's about all I got. It's the world of broadcast. My background is cable head end, and I was a direct link between all the broadcasters when we went from analog to digital, that transition. So that's how I knew all the broadcasters.
So Dennis, where do they do all the signal collection? Is it from Black Mountain and Henderson?
A lot of it's on Black Mountain. Arden is the other mountain, which is just west of Black Mountain, probably about 5 miles. There's Potosi has got some translators that go to Pahrump, and then Apex had the Frankenstein Channel 6, the Franken FM station.
Franken FM, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how they get away with that. You know.
Well, the FCC is starting to work on rules for those. They have not made a determination yet, but so there's supposed to be. I was at the NTA conference in Phoenix a month ago, and all the FCC guys there, and that was a very big topic. For those that don't understand what Franken FM is, the oral on Channel 6 shows up at 87.9 on your FM dial.
Analog receivers will tune down to it.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, the stereo system is completely different.
Correct.
The stereo system for TV doesn't use a 19 kilohertz, it uses a 15750 kilohertz carrier for the pilot. So I don't know if they're cheating. I've never tried to tune them in. So, but the thing is, they're supposed to have a visual carrier, and I think most of them reduce it. So
they do.
They can
and
put all the power.
We did it with 3.0, by the way, just so that you understand. we were able to modify the POP settings to allow the time slot that allowed the Franken FM to occur. And the guy over here in Fresno is Gary Cocola, did the first test some time ago, and he was able to make, and they just proved it, so he ran with it. And so that's got the attention of the FCC, is they hacked it. It worked. So it's now a thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the write-up on that, and yeah, that was amazing that they got that to go. That's just what we need, you know. But then the other thing is, I just saw something where Channel 6 is ATSC3, but there's no content on it at all, other than the Franken FM. So he may never have video. He may just apply all the power for it.
We can provide content. Tell them that the ATN will gladly test it out.
Yeah, no, Roland's right. But so Dennis, he by law has to put up something.
Yeah.
He cannot leave it black, so he would be invited. And that's this issue with the FCC. They don't want people, scarfing up Channel 6 just to create an FM channel. It's like, no, we want you to be Channel 6. But if you can be, FM at the same time, I think they're kind of looking the other way right now. But they're supposed, if you got Channel 6, by law, you are supposed to put up a picture.
Yeah. There's no enforcement with the FCC.
Right.
And we can tell that on 160 meters with all the noise on the HF bands. We obviously can tell if the FCC fails to enforce noise rules with digital power supplies. So,
where's Riley Hollingsworth when you need him, right?
Yeah, really. Oh,
just around the corner. Yeah. He's working for us now. Yeah. All right.
That's all I got. I'll throw it back to you, and you guys all have a good night. This is K7HQB.
Okay, Dennis. Thank you for checking in, and I don't know if we've got anybody else out there on the whereby side. We haven't had checked in yet. If you haven't checked in, raise your hand. All right. I don't see any hands. Did Lee get to check in yet? All right.
Frozen at the moment.
Here we go. Okay, Lee. We'll give you a second chance here. Go ahead. Oh, but now he's frozen again. Now he's not.
Can you give us my wife's report on Mike? Again, I didn't hear it. You get that rolling?
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. Report on Mike's.
Okay, Gary.
Lee, you're breaking up too badly here. Gary, you can have it for a moment. Go ahead.
Oh, I see. I'm back up again. Lee was on there a second ago, but he froze up. Whatever. I tell you, that internet service there in Arizona, I don't know about it. Pretty sad.
That's okay. Joel's going to start a new internet service in Arizona.
Well, no. It's like at my brother's place. I just got off the phone with him. He's still on DSL at the end of the line, so basically it's not any better than dial-up at his place.
Probably lucky we'll get free
video at his place, forget it. Not on DSL. So I can walk outside with my phone and go on whereby with my hotspot, and get a better picture, I just use it in my Verizon phone outside the house there and whatever. So anyway, getting it about 9 o'clock, so it's probably getting witchy in our time. So hey, Gary, shut the repeater off. Hello, Gary.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Gary. Yes, Lee.
This is Stephen and my
Hello,
time.
Gary.
And
Lee, I hear you.
John's time too.
Okay. Can you give us a report on why I didn't catch that earlier? Okay. Well, I talked to Mike yesterday. the afternoon.